Hello everyone, and welcome to the Week 10 update for Cozy Crops. Today is December 15th. This week we had a phenomenal week with 35 different commits from 3 different contributors, which brings our lifetime commits to 251 from 6 lifetime contributors, and we just wrapped up Week 10 of 18. This week, McFunkyPants came in and added particle effects for harvesting, planting, and watering. He also allowed them to be color tinted, and then he went through and made sure that they performed very well while the game was running. He also added sound effects for like watering the ground, TV static, tilling the ground, opening doors, planting seeds, harvesting crops, and footsteps. So we will hear quite a few of those once we get into the game. I went through and adjusted the shop item art as well as a mouse over to give the player more information as to what they are either buying or selling. I also added a player home PNG so that way the player can see what they will purchase for different flooring and wallpaper options in their home. Inside of the player's home, I added some art for like TV, lamps, plants, tables, sofas, armchairs. I implemented them into the player's home, as well as added collision inside of the player's home for that, and I added a seed extractor. H went through and updated that bug fix, fixed that bug fix, so the player can now enter the proper shop and they can no longer enter NPC homes. That was an issue with the map that he went through and fixed. The player can now harvest a mature plant, and it's added to your inventory, and then the game manager should remember that. Shops are now closed at the start and the end of the day, and it will show a message indicating to the player that they are closed and that they will open later. There's now crop animation data and seed packet animation data. He also created most of the crop classes, and trees. Trees are now existing inside of the overworld. So here's a little bit of art. Some of this is in the game, some of it is not. But for the player home, we have a couple of lamps, some plants, a table, the back of a sofa, a like squashy armchair. We have our seed extractor down here, and then a couple styles of chairs. We also have a blank television and then a couple different channels. So like if we want a nature channel or a fishing channel or a weather channel, those are all there. In terms of the player's home, we have 4 different types of flooring that they can choose from, as well as 4 different types of wallpaper that they can choose from. Ideally, the player will be able to go into the carpenter shop and purchase these, and then it will be applied to their home. Speaking of shops, over here on the right-hand side, we have the updated art, as well as a couple of examples of how we want that to be surfaced inside of the game. So for like the general store, if we want to be selling strawberries, we'll have the text field over here. We'll have the cost over here, and then we will have the inventory icon right over here, so that way the player can see what it looks like in their inventory. And then if the player hovers over a particular item in their inventory, then they can see the name of the crop, the quantity, and then the sell value down there. So most of these aren't implemented in the game yet, but we hope to in the next couple of weeks. Now let's bounce on over to the demo here. First thing I wanted to look at is trees. We have trees all over the place now, lots of different styles of trees. We don't have collision on them yet, and we do have a couple of overlapping points on them, but they are in the game and they are looking great, so thank you for that, H. We also allowed players to go into the different shops. However, it is too early in the morning for the player to do that, so let's go burn a little bit of time by going inside of the player's home. So here is some of the furniture. We have the player bed right over here. There will be a layer on top of this, so that way the player sort of looks like they're going underneath the covers, but on top of the bed, so that way they can go sleep. We have a table right down here with a lamp. We have their dining table right through here with a couple of chairs. We have their sofa right over here, another lamp, the television right up there. Our fireplace is still over here. There we go. And then we have like a little island in the kitchen right here. Our armchair, another table right over here, and a plant right down here. So these might look a little bit small. We can scale them up in the near future, but they are in here and they are working. So I will take that as a win. Let's see. I think we're still closed here, but each of the shops are now closed in the mid-morning. Just like that. And we can come over here and we can no longer go inside of the NPC homes. We could still go up and talk to different NPCs in the world as well. We'll wait just another couple of seconds for that clock to tick past the sunrise portion of the day. There we go. So now we can go into like the carpentry store right over here. You can still go up and talk to the NPCs. We have collision on all these different elements in the carpentry store. And then we can also go into the general store right up here. So we have collision on all of the shop elements right through here. And then lastly, we have the blacksmith, which is right over here. We also have collision on all of these elements. So we have all of that working. I'm probably going to run out of energy here momentarily. So I'll try to make it back to the farm right over here. And then we can look at the crop cycle that's going on. So there we go, full energy. It's a new day right down here. I've already tilled some grass down here, but you can always till more grass by clicking on the shovel and pressing the L key. Let's go ahead and water the dirt right through here. And you can hear the sound effect for watering, as well as see the particle effect for that. We also have some seeds that we can plant in the ground here, and you'll be able to hear that sound effect as well. So it's a little bit faint, but you can hear that. You can also see the particle effect that's coming up there. I'm going to hit N, and we're going to advance to a new day here. All the grass, or all the seeds became unwatered, so we'll go through and we will water them again. Whoops, did not water them. Good job me, pressed the wrong button. But it's okay, we will try and till some new area right down here. So we can see what the growth cycle looks like once we are finished with that. So we'll just do these two right down here. We'll plant these. There we go. But you can see that the dead plants are now currently working if you do not water them. And here, if you do water them, they grow just a little bit here. We will just keep watering them. Oops. There we go. And a new day. They keep growing. And we will press the L key. Growing a little bit more here. And now they are fully harvestable right down here. So you can either press the watering can to still water the area that's there, or you can click on the hoe that we have here, and you can press the L key, and you can see the particle effect, and you can also hear the sound effect for it. And you can also see right down here that it was added to the player's inventory. So we now have a full cycle of being able to plant seeds, water them, collect them, have them added to your inventory. If you don't water them, they eventually die off, and then you can clear out the area right down there, and then try to grow them again. So the next would be able to stack the inventory items on top of each other, selling them to the general store, and being able to buy more seeds so that we can plant more in the ground. So looking at our Vikunja board here real quick, we have a couple of items that I will check with H first to see how we're coming on track. But most of the items that we didn't quite get to this week were related to the general store here and a little bit in the inventory. So I think we're really close to getting that done. We also made quite a bit of progress on the trees aspect of it. So we'll see what we can do about getting the trees to bear individual fruit for the different types of trees. That way the player can collect those and then sell them back to the general store as well. Looking a little bit further ahead, we have the holidays coming up here soon, so the workload should probably get a little bit lighter here. Not too much going on in the next couple of weeks, but we do have plenty to get done in both the coding aspect of it, the audio aspect of it, as well as some more art elements. So if there's anything that you would like to get involved with, feel free. We are more than happy to welcome you to the Cozy Crops farm.